All right, Securities and Exchange Commission and Elon Musk are not done. I don't think a lot of people are aware that their deal is not finished. As a matter of fact, that's why trolling on Twitter by Elon was a little bit unorthodox, to say the least. But they are finally submitting a joint paper, joint statement that the judge actually wanted them to do together, sort of like a homework assignment that the two kids needed to write to the teacher to make sure they are out of detention. And that's what they have done. The terms are still the same, again, despite all the trolling that Elon did, though SEC could have, there was a possibility that SEC could have gotten a little bit upset and told them to maybe had to renegotiate the deal, but it looks like it's going through now. The biggest part of that agreement, and I think that's people, not everyone's maybe giving this enough credit, is that the Tesla will have to kind of create a commission, a committee that will supervise the communication that Elon Musk is going to be sort of throwing out there on Twitter, which I think is the best thing ever happened to Tesla this year. His message will be controlled, and that's definitely a good thing. So, but at the same time, he is stepping down as the chairman of the board. They are looking for the replacement. It has to be independent chairman. The Murdoch is, which James Murdoch is. We talked about it yesterday. He appeared to be the front runner. No, maybe not so much, but that's definitely the name that was thrown out there a lot lately. So, and by the way, let me just tell you that the reason this is not a regular setup, just so you guys know, I'm in Los Angeles for a conference. It's not an electric car related conference. It's a YouTube related conference. There's all kinds of YouTubers again together. Actually, Ben Sullins from Teslanomics, I just saw him. He was one of the speakers, and quite a few other people that you might be familiar with. I just got my selfie with a Free Hugs Project guy, Ken, super nice guy, but he's somebody I follow. So this is fun, but there's no report that I can file for you here. But I decided that instead of just kind of pre-taping the video before leaving, I would still be talking about the news, even with some boring background like this one. I actually have a pretty amazing view. Actually, I probably should show it to you. I have a pretty amazing view, but of course, if I kind of go with that, it will it would make my face really dark. Anyway, so enjoy the view, but back to the news. Really, today was kind of a slow news day because this is like the main news. Though again, if this goes through, if the judge does accept this deal, this is pretty much going to be over for that. Now, I don't know if Elon realizes, but he still needs to be nice to SEC. It's not like they're just going to leave and forget about him. They will still oversee the deal going through, right? Meaning like if they are obeying by all the rules of the deal. Secondly, nothing changed. As SEC will still be overseeing everything they were overseeing again, and if there will be any kind of infractions or issues, they will be once again on his butt about it. So I really hope he's actually going to settle down and really concentrate on all of the good news that we've been talking about a lot lately, especially Model 3 deliveries and production and so forth and so forth. So. All right. Now, if there, I can answer a couple of questions if you guys have. I'm not going to answer that question about Ben James, okay? Well, it will never be his fault for sure. Okay, maybe not. We'll see. It just depends, I think, on what side are you in right now. I feel like the whole community is divided. Everyone's, a part of the community is like, hey, Elon Musk can do no harm. He can do no. I forgot the saying. But you can see how fried my brain is right now from the conference. I'm even wearing my glasses, which I rarely jam my contact lenses in my face. All right, so I usually do comment of the day, and there were actually a few comments of the day that kind of going to combine in one. And I think this comes down to, which I'm kind of getting a little bit tired of explaining this to people. It just amazes me. One of the comments was that about the $7,500 credit that might be going away. There's a new bill was being introduced in Congress this week by Republicans to kind of wipe it, from the face of the earth. And somebody commented saying, well, I didn't need to have a $7,500 credit from your neighbor to be able to buy my Civic, or a gas car. Well, first of all, you definitely would have taken those $7,500 if you could. But the problem is that I don't think people understand that that that's not where the money is coming from. Why is it so hard to understand? It is the tax refund, a rebate, however you want to call it. It's your own money. Meaning, if you paid $7,500 or more in this year, but also bought an electric car, you will get $7,500 back of your own money. People don't seem to have a problem when it is because they have kids or because they have a mortgage, right? Like somehow those benefits are perfectly fine with them of getting their money back. But at the same time, when it comes to electric cars, which is actually helping your kids' future, somehow they're like, whoa, 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 no, this is socialism, you know. But for somebody who like myself who doesn't really have kids, I'm a lot of this that what we're doing, the electric cars and the green future, it's for your kids. So actually, I think this is a great idea, and everybody should be encouraging. Do you think Elon has shorted Tesla stock? Asks James. His behavior lately is helping shorts, and I don't understand why. I don't think anybody understands why. A lot of people are speculating that, and even in his interview to New York Times, I think he basically mentioned that he's burnt out. He's really frustrated with the shorts. Yes, it is ironic that he keeps helping them over and over and over again. I don't have a good explanation why such a genius and brilliant man that is a superb engineer and able to create, Tesla, SpaceX, boring companies, and so forth, is can't kind of get himself under control and ends up tweeting all of this stuff that's just so wrong and sometimes illegal, right? As we found out in some cases. I really have no explanation. I've really thought about it. I've listened to many other people, but except for, hey, this guy's under a lot of stress and he's just like crapping out. I don't have another explanation at all, unfortunately. Let me know if you do. I don't think he's shorting. As a matter of fact, I believe that would be illegal. But I don't know. There's just no way. Because he's also mainly a 20% owner of Tesla, so he is a long-term investor. And obviously, he's still just starting his 10-year deal with Tesla that also pays him in stock. So that would just be silly. Anyway, again, if you guys have an explanation for this, I would be more than happy to hear that in the comment section. I have one more day here in Los Angeles. James also says, have you figured out what car you want yet? Well, for now, I'm going to keep my reservation. So I just extended my Model S, so I'll have it for another 6 months. And after that, I'm going to see how the Audi e-tron production going, if the company is still behind the product. Volkswagen Group, I think outgoing CEO, it looks like they're making some not such green energy friendly statements. Let me just leave it at that. I almost believe it doesn't really matter, but as long as they're keeping on track and keeping on the vision, which I think they now have, I'm going to be getting the e-tron. Again, unless something happens with Tesla where they come up with a new version of the car, or I've started hearing some really, really awesome stories about service, or they're going to start treating me a little bit better as a customer, then I might give it a second thought. But at the same time, e-tron in Audi will need to deliver on the vision that they outlined to all of us and to me, and so we'll see. But right now, e-tron is the front runner for me. It's not a better car than a Model S, but I believe it will be better ownership experience compared to what I had, in the last 6 years owning 3 different Teslas. This is actually not even a decision I'm pushing on people, because I think this is more of a personal decision for me. I had a bad experience with Tesla. There are tons of people who have no clue what I'm talking about. They're like, whoa, I love my car. It never breaks down. Whenever I go to the service center, it's great. To me, it was the other way around, unfortunately. But I think this is nothing that I'm pushing on anybody. All right, well, I'm still going to go to a live tomorrow, pretty much from the same hotel room. Nothing to. I was looking for a cool backdrop, but nah. And I was gonna go outside on a balcony, but literally the airport right next door, you would not be able to hear me from all the jumbo jets taking off. Anyway, guys, it's been a pleasure. I will see you tomorrow. Another live interaction, which I kind of enjoy this. Other than that, see you next time, and remember to stay charged.